So in our last class, we were discussing that whoever understands what? That the activities of Lord Krishna is transcendental. He never take he never takes birth back in this material world. But you only see now this covering of illusion. This does not allow an individual to convince on this thing. So even you will observe this thing. If you will preach this knowledge to someone, then they will be like, what? Krishna is supreme. I don't believe this. Krishna is a thief. Krishna steals butter, and you are calling him supreme. So they will not get convinced easily. So this is because the heavy covering of illusion. This is the only reason. So this one should understand that due to this covering of illusionary energy of Lord Krishna, the people, see, we discuss this, we spend our lifetimes trying to make adjustments to this material atmosphere. We do adjustments, settlements, some sort of settlements in this material world, in this material atmosphere. But this is not the purpose of human life. We discussed in our last class what we discussed, that when a child grows, he grows up. So from very starting only, he, people preach him, his own family members will preach him these material things. Oh my baby, please say mummy, please say papa. They will not say please say Krishna, please say Govinda. They will not say this. So this is, we discussed this. We know this already, that no one is our mummy or papa here. Krishna is only our supreme father. Srimati Radharani is our supreme mother. But from very starting only, that being is being entangled. First of all, he has to go to school. Then after completing his school, he will go to college. After completing his studies, he will go for a job, then marriage. Then by time his old age will come, and then he will die. He will leave this body. But you will see, during his whole life, he never did any bhajan kriya. His whole life. He got this human life, but he didn't utilize this time. Why have we got this human life? No one questions this. They just keep on following sheeps. They never question this thing, that why have we got this human life? Why have we got this human life? You only tell me, why have we got this human life? Kiran Mataji, you only tell me. To serve Krishna, so that we can go back to him. But we never do that. I mean, people never do that. We are doing by God's grace. So this should be, understood, that one should raise this question. but he is being entangled in this material atmosphere only. So yeah, this is not the purpose of human life. Human life is meant for understanding the science of Krishna. Yes, this is the reality. You know, if people are making adjustments, settlements in this material world, this is not the ultimate purpose of humans' life. It's like making adjustment in a jail. We discussed this thing in our first chapter, that if a person is busy doing any kind of decoration, doing any kind of adjustment, so that means he is decorating a jail. He is making adjustments in jail. Jailer never do that. If he will do this, so he will be called mad. He's a madman. He's doing unnecessary things. Is it not? Ja- Jailer will always, he will think to get out of that jail instead of making adjustments in that jail. His whole focus will be to get out from that jail. But you only think now, being a human being, a human never understood this thing. Being human, he's being a human, but never understood about Krishna. Then this life is of what use? See, we will be able to relate with these things very nicely if we will meditate on these things. There, there is a prayer by 𝗰𝗵𝗵 𝗧𝗲𝗹𝗵𝗺. It's like, Manushaya janam paya, Radha Krishna na bhojiya, Janiya shuniya vish khainu, Janiya shuniya vish khainu. So what does that mean? This is a beautiful prayer by 𝗰𝗵𝗵 𝗧𝗲𝗹𝗵𝗺. He's saying that despite being born a human, we did not worship Radha Krishna. I He's talking. Yeah, we did not worship Radha Krishna. Despite being born a human, we did not worship Radha Krishna, and it's instead became entangled in this material world more and more by doing sense gratification, by gratifying our senses. We just became people just become entangled in this material world more and more. So one should understand that if we have got this human life and we are not understanding the science of Krishna, we are not making any efforts to go back to him, then this life is of what use? We should think about this thing. Our material needs are these: the problem of eating, of mating, of sleeping, of defending ourselves, and of acquiring sense gratification. So these are the material necessities, the material needs. Okay. You see now, we have to eat to nourish our body. Is it not? For nourishment, we will have to eat. We can't survive without eating. We will have to sleep for better energy, for recharging ourselves, our energy, and other activities. But these are the material needs. Material needs means these are the necessities of this body. These are not for our soul. These needs are not of our soul. These are material necessities, material needs of this material body. But our soul is transcendental, it is eternal. So our soul does not want any food. There is no requirement of sleeping or other things. There is no requirement of these other things. So these are common both to human beings and to animals. Yes, these are similar in us and animals. There is no difference. You will see that animal, that dog, he also eats like us. He also need food for the sake of survival. Then he also wants to sleep. Animals also sleep. They also know to produce family, and they also seek for protection. Is it not? The animals are busily engaged trying to solve these problems. And if we are also engaged in solving them, how are we any different from the animals? This is so true. This is really beautiful line. Beautiful in sense, if one will understand this topic, then his life will be successful. Why? Because he will understand the ultimate purpose of his life. By understanding this topic, he will be able to understand the ultimate purpose of his life, and then he will work on it. You know, people often frustrate about this also, that we are not getting the purpose of our lives. What do we have to do in our life? We are just doing anything, everything aimlessly. They often stress about this thing. So ask them, you read scriptures, then only you will get your answer, that what is the purpose of your life. If you will not read scriptures, then you will not get answer. You will keep on doing all these animalistic things. So this is so true that this human life is very precious. It is very precious. But see, individuals, human beings, they are busily engaged trying to solve these. They are they are also busy. Yeah, they are also busy engaged trying to these problems. Same as animals. So by doing this, are they able to utilize full potential of this human life? Just ask this to yourself. If human beings are, they are busy in, they are busily engaged and trying to solve these problems, So are they really utilizing the full potential of this human life? Just like we took example of an engineer, that if you are qualified, you are a well qualified engineer. But if your boss is giving you salary of a watchman, so will it be a justice with you? No, right? So same cases here. If we are getting satisfied with what animals get, with what animals are getting, and that to be very easily, they are getting these things very easily. They don't have to do any job for for the sake of getting nice food, or for the sake of uh, taking a nice mattress, to sleep on a nice mattress or whatever, or to get married. They don't get married. So see, these are animalistic things only now, and this is happening, this is literally happening in uh like in society also. What we call that live in relationship. Have you ever heard of this? So isn't these animalistic things that people are not getting married and they are just, what to say now? So these are basically called polished animals. They are polishing themselves more in these animalistic things. So these are polished animals only. So yeah, if we are getting satisfied with what animals are getting very easily, so are we really doing justice with ourselves? See, I'm not saying we are not discussing here that we don't have to eat or we don't have to sleep. We are not discussing this point. But understand that if we are spending our whole life in just eating, sleeping, and other things, so is it really intelligence? Just think about it. One should ponder about this. This is really not a, easy thing. It is really not an easy thing. One should ponder about this thing. People are literally wasting their lives by doing these animalistic things aimlessly. Literally, they are just wasting their lives. Okay, one more important thing, just think about this thing. If one is doing, if one is competing animals in these four activities, then also they are not, they will not, they will not, they can't win. If they are competing animals with these four things, then they can't even win. You only tell me, Mataji, you only tell me that can you eat 60 kgs of bananas? 60 kgs of bananas at once. No, right? But see, elephant, he can easily consume 60 kgs of bananas. Easily. So if someone, if he likes to sleep, he is competing in sleeping. So he can't sleep like a polar bear for 6 months. Polar bear sleeps for about 6 months constantly without waking up. 6 months. We can't even sleep for 16 hours. Is it not? If we talk about the protection, so if lion will come in front of us, then how can we even protect ourselves? And if we talk about mating, then one cannot do competition with pigeons. So even in these four things also, a human being can't compete animals. And of course, one more thing, that if they are doing competition in these four things with human beings also, then they are actually not progressing in their life at all. Let's understand this thing. You only just think this practically. If one has, earned so much of fame, he's so much prominent, suppose he's so famous. So what will be the end result? He will left all these things here only after leaving his body. Is it not? That will destroy just think about this thing. Whatever we are thinking that we are investing our time, our energy in these material worlds, it is not actually investment. It is wasting of our time, our energy, not an investment at all, because they are temporary. Invest, if someone is saying that I'm investing in these material belongings and stuff, then it is not an investment at all. It is wasting of whatever time, energy, and stuff. But these spiritual practices, the serving, the Krishna bhakti that we do, the serving Lord Krishna, it is always being saved in our accounts. And one more thing, very interesting thing, that in case if one is not able to reach in this life to Lord, then he will be, getting next chance in his next life, and he will be continuing it from where he left. So there is no loss at all. There is only gain and only gain. So when we discuss this point, we should never think that, yeah, okay, there is no loss, so I'm not doing it right now. I have already done enough bhakti. Now let's continue in our next birth. What's the problem? Let's gratify our senses? No. See, just think about this thing. This material world is not a good place at all. This is full of miseries. And you will realize this as you will progress in your spiritual life. People are illusioned. Strip of illusion is, it is covered. Their eyes are covered with this strip of illusion. They are not even able to understand this thing, that they are stuck in this material world. So never ever compromise with your spiritual life, your spiritual activities. Our real identity is we are fragmental part of Lord Krishna, and we can only be happy by serving him. There is no any other way. And you yourself is experiencing this thing, is it not? It's been not you know it's been not much time since you are doing all these things, all the chanting, consuming prasadam, hearing. But then also you are yourself. Just ask this question to yourself. Are you feeling satisfaction? Are you happy? Are you feeling some, you know, some bliss, joy, which you can't explain? Just ask this to yourself. And of course, you are experiencing. That's why you are here in this class. That's why you are hearing these classes, because you're already enjoying this process. So just think about this thing, that if we are enjoying this process in just this little time, means we haven't given much of a, like, we haven't spent much time while doing this, just in short period of time only we are experiencing so many nice things. Then what to say if we will practice it for years? Every day you are progressing, by every name that you are chanting, by every bite that you are consuming of Krishna prasadam, every katha that you are hearing, you are progressing every single day. So this is really very amazing. So one should understand this thing that this material world is not a good, what to say, this is not a place, this is not our real home. Our real home is our real home is spiritual world where Krishna resides. And Krishna is waiting for us that when will we go back to him. Okay. Moving forward. Just a second, I did some mistake. Yes, okay. The human being, however, has a special qualification whereby he can develop transcendental Krishna consciousness. But if he does not avail himself of this, he is in the animal category. So this is, this point is clear that you will see human beings has a special qualification where he can develop transcendental Krishna consciousness. Okay, before understanding this point, I want to put one more point here. You will see we discuss these four things which are common in both human beings and animals: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Today, you will see, you will observe this thing that if you are meeting someone, I'm not talking about devotees, the materialistic people. If you are meeting, if you will meet them, you will see that they gossips a lot, but on what topic? What topic do they have? You will observe that there are no topics beyond these four things. What are those four things? Sleeping, eating, mating, and defending. Is it not? No topics beyond these four things, not at all. No need to, give example. We don't have to discuss its example. You all are understanding this very nice. If anyone comes at your home, what they will ask, what they will discuss with you. What is your son doing? What is he studying? What job is he doing? How much is he earning? Has he got married? Only these topics. Is it not? So there are no topics beyond, there are no talks beyond these four topics. They will never talk about self-realization. They are not even aware about the S of self-realization. Soul. Which bird is this? I haven't heard about that. Is it not? So one should understand this thing. See, when we are discussing this thing, it's not like I'm offending them. But one should understand that if we have got this human life, then we should always raise question. Even if you have no potency to raise question, if someone is telling you, then you should at least agree on that instead of putting your illogical mind. Is it not? So, yes, the human being has a special qualification whereby he can develop transcendental Krishna consciousness. But if he does not avail himself of this, he is in the animal category. The defect of modern civilization is that it puts too much stress on solving these survival problems. See, this is also very amazing now, which is like a real problem. People are not understanding the real problem. Instead, they are too much stress on solving these material survival problems. Is it not? Now, how's that amazing? People are not even aware that they are stuck in this cycle of birth and death. And they just wonder that if one can even liberate from this cycle of birth and death. See, if you are doubting this thing, you just today only test this thing. You can see by preaching them, they will not understand. They will say, yeah, we will have to die one day, then we will come again. This is like natural, this is fixed. No one can change this, right? So why to think about this? Other people are also not thinking. So why there is need of, wasting our energy on thinking these matters? Why to stress ourselves by thinking on these matters? Just enjoy life. We have got this human life. After, this human life is very rare. We should, uh, we should enjoy this life. We will not get this chance again. Now, this is also a famous line, is it not? We will not get this human life again. Just enjoy. Enjoy. Chill. Don't stress out. What we call that? Peace out. Just peace out. People, they are just act childish. Not questioning, not understanding the real problem. So now think, how fortunate are we? Otherwise, we would also be, we would have also been thinking like this only, that who have seen all these things. Is it not? So just think, how fortunate are we that we are on this path. We have been chosen by Krishna. We have been chosen by Lord Krishna to walk on this path. This is not an ordinary thing at all. So see, anyone who is understanding this thing nicely, his everyday planning will be that I have to chant next morning. Is it not? His everyday planning will be that I have to chant every morning. One should always plan like this, one day before. Because we have already discussed this thing, that chanting and hearing is main. Is it not? So one should understand this thing. As spiritual living beings, it is incumbent upon us to extricate ourselves from this entanglement of birth and death. We should therefore be careful not to miss the special opportunity of human life. How will one can, how one can miss this beautiful opportunity, this special opportunity? Let's understand this point also. Very important point. How one can miss this special opportunity? Even, this can also happen that people might get aware about these things, that yeah, we are entangled in this cycle of birth and death. Yeah, our purpose, our ultimate purpose of this human life is to serve Lord Krishna. Yeah, yeah. We should work on going back to Godhead. But then they might often think, they might think that we have so much of time, we are so young yet. This is not the, right time. This is not the right age of these spiritual things. And you yourself will see this, that if you have came in bhakti in your young age, then by your so-called family members only, you will hear this thing. Oh, you are so young. This is not the right age of doing these bhajan and all. Just enjoy. This is time of enjoyment. Just enjoy your life. You're wasting your life. Is it not? These things people do. This, these things happens in old age. This is not the right age. Now, please just think about this. What is the meaning of old age? Just, this is very striking point. If you will understand this thing, then you can be fixed in your spiritual practices. What is the meaning of old age? Just think about this. When one can't hear from his ears, when one can't see nicely from his eyes, this only happens in old age, is it not? Literally, see, you see at your home only. Just see your grandparents, or your mother, your parents, if they have become, old, can they do bhakti nicely now? You see, in young age, just see, our senses are very sharp. We can perceive the knowledge very nicely because we have sharp senses. Our senses are working very nicely. But in old age, our senses does not work like that. Old age is like, what to say, you just see any old device or something, anything at your home, which uh, by time it has become old, and now it's not working. Just like if I talk about the speaker, it's been many years now, it is not working nicely. So this material bodies also like these material things only. By time, these bodies will also not work nicely. So we should never think that we will do our spiritual practices in our old age. This is nonsense talk. Literally. You just right now only call your grandmother, your grandparents, and you just ask them to attend these classes with you. Ask them. She will not be able to understand what's going on here. Means, of course, little things she will be able to understand, but she will not be able to understand things very nicely. As a young man, or young, whatever, a person in his young age understand nicely. And you will see whole life, whatever they did in their life, whole life, whatever they did, that has been fixed in their minds now. Even if you will call them to attend these classes, they will not be able to relate with these. They will not be able to connect with this. They will assume this as a new thing. Don't know what's this, what this girl is uh, teaching, or whatever, what is she talking about. That's why one should never think that we have so much of time we will do in future. This time passes very fast. You only think now, whatever age right now you have, suppose you are uh, 30 years, let's say. So now just think about this thing, that when these 30 years have been passed, what was I saying? Yeah, when these 30 years have been passed, you know, it just passed away very speedily. So one should understand this thing, that this human life is meant to serve Lord. This is the only reason of getting this human life. That's why you see, apart from us, apart from human beings, you see other species. Can they do bhakti? Can they serve Lord? Can they show any curiosity, which we call jigyasa in Hindi? Like, if here also in this class, if there is any, you know, very young boy, then he can also understand some things from this class. But if I call any monkey in my class, any old age monkey, if I will call him in my class, he will not be able to understand anything, because he has no such consciousness to understand things. We are so blessed with this. See, it's written here. Yeah, we are so blessed with this special qualification. We are so much blessed with elevated consciousness. So we should understand. What to understand? That we might not miss this chance. Our every second is very, very precious. So yeah, whatever these material needs are, one should fulfill them. One should fulfill these so-called material necessities, how much it is of me. But it's not like you are spending your whole life is in just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, just like animals do. This is not the good etiquette. If you only think now, see, we should meditate, we should ponder about these things. That God has gifted us with this human life, this human body. If we are not, you know, if we are not, what to say, if we are not utilizing the full potential of our human life, then how can God be pleased? You only think now, if you have gifted something to someone, for example, let's say, if I have gifted this shawl to you, Mataji, okay, Kanika Mataji, suppose I have gifted this shawl to you. Now what are you doing with this shawl? You are using this shawl in mopping your floor. Will I be pleased that I have gifted you this nice shawl and you are using it for mopping the floor, for cleaning your house, dusting and all? So same way, Lord has gifted us this body. Instead of, showing any curiosity, uh, instead of knowing about him, instead of serving him, we are just wasting our life in the sleeping, mating, eating and defending. Then this is really not nice thing. Krishna will not be pleased with this. And if Krishna is not satisfied, if our Lord is not pleased with us, then we can't be happy. We will remain distressed our whole life. This is very important point one should understand. Very, very striking thing. So we should therefore be careful not to miss the special opportunity of human life. Shri Krishna himself comes to deliver Bhagavad Gita and to help us to become God conscious. Indeed, this very material creation is given to us to utilize for this cultivation. Are you able to relate with this? This very material creation is given to us to utilize for this cultivation. Only we can read only we can read Bhagavad Gita, the scriptures. Only we can chant Hare Krishna. No any animal can chant Hare Krishna. So let's just talk about last five uh, 500 years back. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. Why? To liberate us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Lord Krishna himself, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. Lord Krishna came in Kali Yuga 500 years back uh, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the combined formation of Srimati Radharani and Shri Krishna. If you will see the golden complexion of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the complexion of Srimati Radharani. And the bhav of Srimati Radharani. And that character, that naughty character, that attractive character of Lord Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in Kali Yuga as a devotee. You know, in other, if we talk about other yugas, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, then every being is aware about this thing that, yeah, he is God, he is Supreme Personality. But in Kali Yuga, Lord Krishna comes by hiding himself. So he came in Kali Yuga as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a devotee. So you will see he is also chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He is also, consuming lots of Krishna prasadam, and he is also preaching this knowledge to other people. So he came to deliver us, these fallen conditioned souls. See now how Lord has made everything so much easy for us. Just chant Hare Krishna. Just by chanting, we will get the love of Lord. It is like we are getting it for free. You just see now, materialistic people who are not serving Lord, they do lots of activities. Today this fast, tomorrow that fast, today offering water to them, tomorrow offering water to them, today this charity, tomorrow that charity. But then also you will see no transformation in their lives. And this is not artificial. I myself, see in my own colony, there are many people who visit Lord Shiva temple to offer water to them. Like from very starting, it's been almost 15 years, maybe, since I'm here in this area. So I'm watching, they go daily. They are not missing any single day. They go and offer water to Lord Shiva. But then also, no changes. I can observe no changes. And you won't believe this. Those people tell me and my family members that your daughter has changed completely. See, I'm not saying this for the sake of praising myself. I'm saying this, I'm telling this thing, that how potent this process is. So, you know why? I'm not saying that ISKCON temple, whoever is visiting ISKCON temple or whoever follows ISKCON, he's the only nice man. I'm not saying this. The difference here is that whoever is serving demigods, the demigods are only capable of providing us material belongings. They can't liberate us from all the miseries. They can't liberate us from this material world because they have no right of this, actually. They are actually bound to act like that. They have limited, limited power. So they can provide us material belongings only. And you will see this department is also distributed. So there are like so many demigods. So if one want to fulfill their one desire, then he will, just like if you want to, like I'm telling this, it is mentioned in 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 also in very detail, that if one wants to, if they are inaugurating something, they have started up any new business, so they will worship Ganesh ji, so that there will be no obstacles in their business or whatever. So they will serve Ganesh ji. If anyone wants beautiful body or complexion, then they will serve, I don't know, there is another demigod for that. So I'm explaining here that there, this fulfillment of material desires, these material desires are also, you know, these are distributed in different departments. Is it not? If one wants to marry, if one Mataji wants to, if one girl wants to marry a nice boy, then she will have to serve Lord Shiva. You might have heard about these things. So basically, demigods have this much power only. They can only provide us material belongings. And that also how much? When we will give them large amount of something, lots of sacrifices, then they will give just little amount. And for that also there is no any guarantee. Yeah, this is for sure. There is no guarantee whether they will definitely give it or not. So they are able to give this much only because they are bound to act like that. But see Krishna, the very first thing is serving Lord Krishna is so easy. Literally, it's very easy. There's no any hako tako in that. Very easy process. Literally very easy. You yourself, you're yourself observing this thing. Nothing hard. Just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Just consume nice prasadam. There's no difficulty in consuming Krishna prasadam. And just hear the classes. How easy. And there is no any, you don't even have to get out from your comfortable zone. Right now also, I can see some devotees are attending classes by wearing their blankets. Ah. So see, there is no need to come out of your comfort zones also. How easy is this process? Sting. Our daily schedule has become, so much like systematic. We will wake up in morning, we will attend Mangla Aarti program, then we will chant, Then we will prepare some prasadam. We will consume some Krishna prasadam. Then we will go for Gita classes. Then whatever work throughout the day you want to do, whatever your job or something. Then again, evening prasadam. Then again, kirtan. Then again, class. Everything is so systematically. And it does not seem any tapasya. It doesn't seem as tapasya, any sacrifice. We are really relishing it. And you will see we does not need any break for it. Is it not? If someday class gets cancelled, so devotees, they start chasing. Today there is no class. You haven't uploaded the recording. So we have become habitual of this. This is really nice. But see, when we were not on this path, at least if I talk about myself, I was just frustrated all the time. If someone is saying something, I used to become so much furious. So now see, everything happening, whatever happening, it's opposite. It is good. Opposite doesn't mean negative. Don't take it negative. Yeah. So we discussed this thing. Krishna is thief. Krishna just steals our bad habits. See na, we left onion garlic, no idea when. It happened naturally. There are no cravings for onion garlic or tea or coffee, even not tea or coffee. Is it not? If you really want some warm drinks, there are other options also which you can easily offer to Lord Krishna. And see, other things are also quitting very easily. Earlier, our alarm used to ring at what time? 9 a.m., 10 a.m., oh, 11 a.m. So see now, we are waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and it does not seem as tapasya. Yeah, our body resists uh, sometimes, but still, once we wake up, our day seems successful. Our life seems successful. So see how Krishna is making everything so much easy day by day. Krishna is just amazing. Always remember this thing, that we are not serving an ordinary man. We are not serving an ordinary man. So we should, be very much careful to not miss this special opportunity of human life. You only ponder, if we were not doing bhakti, if we would not be doing bhakti right now, then what would have been we doing right now? Just ask this question to yourself only. We would have been wasting our time only. This is I can't even imagine, and don't want to think also. But yeah, we would have not been doing any nice work if we were not doing bhakti. Because if we are not doing anything for Krishna, then it is useless only. So one should understand this thing. Okay. There are no any questions. We'll stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol.